outside of Birmingham, Alabama. There's a lot of people who traipse through those woods seeking.
Right.
And I've been told that there's experiences. I've been told a lot of things in that area. And also, where I live is like the home of the skunk ape as well. Okay? So, it's just so hard to understand why. I have one person who is familiar with family units and has seen or experienced them. I've actually seen one of his videos that I was just watching it, and he was filming. There was something that was beside a tree that just got up and walked off. And I was like, really? That I would like to see that better. Okay.
Right. Well, and that's the thing is what I've experienced and what I believe true Sasquatch evidence as far as people's experiences is these things, when they're in the area, they don't care. They are not afraid of us. They know they're bigger than us.
I think they're nosy sometimes.
Oh, yeah. Well, I've had an experience where I woke up in the middle of a very early, like right before daybreak. And this was 6 days after I saw a subject in the exact same spot. We had traveled, or we had an encounter. It was the one where I was talking about the tree knots. Then I actually saw it. I don't know. I think I may have sent you the picture of 3 entities walking through the forest I drew, which is not 3 entities. It's one that walked through the trees 3 times. But 6 days later, we went back to this place, set up my tent, fell asleep. I was so exhausted. I didn't even take off my clothes. I slept in my clothes and woke up right before daybreak with rocks and sticks hitting the tree next to my tent for 30 minutes. And I know it was not pine cones. I know it was not elk, because I could feel the rocks and the sticks bouncing on the ground underneath my sleeping pad. And nobody else in the camp could hear it. And I laid there with my 45, scared to death, because I couldn't see outside my tent, because I for the first time, had not opened my flaps on my tent so I could see out.
Oh, wow.
These things are not scared of us. If they're in the area, I believe they will make themselves known, because I think they were throwing the rocks and the sticks not to make us leave, but to get me to come out of the tent so they could get better looks at us. I think that's why they throw rocks, not to make us leave, but they want to get a better. So think of it this way. I'm 5'4" and 115 pounds. I'm not a big lady. Sasquatch is at least, let's say 7 foot tall, probably 500 pounds. It's way easier for him to throw a rock at a tree, because I believe they're accurate as hell, because they're hunters. They live in the woods. We don't. And it's way easier for them to get us to step out so they can get a good look at us than them to step out and come up on us. Does that make sense?
That does make sense, because they're not vulnerable, but they'd much rather, I would think, be in charge, be the lookers. And we've got to go. We've got a break. I can't believe this. My shows go fast, but this one is flying by. So
that's a good thing.
It is a good thing. You're fascinating. And we will be back in 3 minutes. So don't go far.
You're listening to WBHM Digital Broadcasting, the best in paranormal talk, only on Paranormal Experience Radio. Broadcasting live out of Birmingham, Alabama.
Son of a...
Hey, son.
Mother...
Son, what are you doing?
Hey, Mom. I'm getting ready to listen to Periscope Uncensored.
By expanding your vocabulary.
Well, it is uncensored.
Son, the uncensored part of Periscope Uncensored is Jax and I getting down to brass tacks with all aspects of the paranormal. There's no fluff on our show.
So, no off-color commentary?
I didn't say that.
Awesome!
Son?
I just hit my head.
Oh boy, I'll go get you an ice pack. Catch Periscope Uncensored Thursday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern, only on WBHM Digital Broadcasting.
Thank you for listening to WBHM Digital Broadcasting out of Birmingham, Alabama. The time is 23 minutes after the hour. And we are back on Fate Mag Radio. I'm Kat Hobson, your host, with Shelly Covington-Montana. I am so excited, Shelly, and I apologize. We keep coming up on these breaks like they're going out of business here.
That's okay. No worries, girl. I have no problem with that.
But we're just zooming. But when you were talking about, they're drawing us. They're not afraid of us. They want us to come out so that they can check us out. Okay. And one theory that I wanted to put out there is that they're used to all these great big men marching around the woods, and they're out hunting them, and they're literally hunting them. And, so you're a novelty. Right?
Well,
and you don't run. I mean, they were knocking,
no.
You weren't running. You are out there for months at a stretch. You've got your little truck with your big dome and, your tent and your fire circles. You're out there doing the work. You're out there doing what they're accustomed to seeing men do.
Right. Well, and that's the thing is, as a woman, and this is, my husband believes in me first and foremost.
Mm-hmm.
I go out for long stretches. You know, I missed my anniversary and both of my children's birthdays in the summertime because I spend from June to September in the Pacific Northwest. And I drive out all by myself. And I camp in areas all by myself. I'm on a heightened experience that I am weary of everything going on around me, and I don't take any quote-unquote chances.
Mm-hmm.
I carry a InReach with me, which is a satellite phone, so I can reach my family every day, which I do. It also tracks every place I go, so in case I do get in trouble, they will know where to find my body, basically. You know, if I get eaten by a bear, they will know where to find the bear.
Right.
So, but as being a female, that has led me into the idea of, because if you listen to encounters over the last couple of 100 years, there is an interesting aspect about females in the sense that children and females have been, quote unquote, approached or abducted. And I don't know that I believe only probably 1% of that, but
right.
I find that the female entity might be more approachable than the male entity, because we're a smaller entity, our voices are higher and softer, and we tend to giggle more than we laugh. And so as that goes, I have decided to put together a female research group, quote unquote experiment, I guess, or inquiry, for this summer, and I haven't really announced it. So your show is kind of the first
Yay.
to hear about this. It is more about, so everybody is always trying to predict what Bigfoot Sasquatch does. I am looking into maybe possibly being an entity where Sasquatch can predict what we do. And that is where I came into the female Sasquatch inquiry. So what I'm trying to do is gather a group of women through they have to actually apply for the position. It's going to be very scientifically motivated, where it's only data collected, and our purpose and motivation is to be predictable. I want to do this in Oregon this summer for at least 6 weeks, if not more. I understand that women cannot, or people in general just cannot take off for a couple of months. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place myself in a location for at least 6 weeks and have different women who apply and are approved to come in, if they can come in for a weekend or a week or 2 weeks, whatever time they can come in, to basically hang out with me and help me collect data. We're going to have DNA traps, hair traps. We're also going to be predictable in the sense that we're going to do the same thing every day. Each day we are there. So let's say at 7 o'clock in the morning, we're going to collect water. At noon, we're going to go down and do a hike, a 3-mile hike on this certain trail. In the evening, we're going to cook a dinner, and so on and so on. And I'm going to try to produce a event for 6 weeks solid